In a small town's winding streets, there stood a cozy little house where a tiny, fluffy, and irresistibly cute Shih Tzu dog lived. His name was Coco. For Coco, his house wasn't just a home. It was his little kingdom where he proudly imagined himself as the king. Every morning his routine began with new energy, fresh curiosity, and childlike innocence. At exactly 6 o'clock, when the first rays of sunlight streamed through the curtains, Coco slowly stirred from his sleep. His small eyes, still heavy with drowsiness, blinked open. First, he stretched, pushing his tiny paws forward, and let out an adorable yawn. Then came a soft little woof, as if he was announcing to the world, "Good morning, everyone." At the corner of the bed lay his soft toy, a little teddy bear he cuddled throughout the night. As soon as he woke, Coco grabbed the teddy and shook it a couple of times, as if he were greeting it too. Then, with a small hop, he jumped off the bed. The gentle tip-tip sound of his paws echoed against the wooden floor as he made his way towards his water bowl. At that time, his owner, Ollie, was still asleep. Coco sniffed the air with his tiny nose before taking small, careful sips from the bowl. Droplets of water clung to his mouth, and with his little pink tongue, he licked them away. Once refreshed, his next stop was the balcony. The glass door was left slightly open, and Coco pushed it wider with his nose. A fresh breeze rushed in, ruffling his fluffy fur. The golden morning sunlight fell on his white and golden coat, giving him a majestic, royal glow. Standing proudly, Coco gazed at the birds outside. Sometimes he gave a cheerful woof woof, as though to say, "Look, I'm here too." But the birds simply flew away, leaving Coco wagging his tail as he continued his careful watch over his kingdom. Soon after, Ollie finally woke up. The moment Coco heard movement, he bounded over to the bed, stretching up with his tiny paws to climb, before nudging Ollie's face with his cold little nose. Ollie chuckled and said, "Who needs an alarm clock when I've got Coco?" Coco wagged his tail happily and settled by Ollie's pillow until Ollie carried him off to the living room. There, a small grooming station awaited, complete with a soft brush, a little comb, and a spray bottle. The sight of the brush made Coco playful. Sometimes he dashed away, sometimes he tried to hide behind a toy. But once Ollie gently held him and began brushing, Coco gave in, relaxing completely. His eyes drifted shut, and he let out a soft hum from his nose, as if to say, "This is spa time. Don't disturb me." With each stroke, his fur grew softer and shinier. Ollie tied a tiny ponytail on top of Coco's head to keep the hair out of his eyes. When Coco caught his reflection in the mirror, he wagged his tail proudly, as though saying, "Look at me. I'm so handsome." After grooming came Coco's favorite moment, breakfast. In the kitchen, he stood eagerly by his bowl, bouncing up and down in small jumps while looking straight at Ollie. Ollie laughed and said, "Wait, Coco, you must learn patience." But patience was nowhere in Coco's vocabulary. He barked a couple more times and even nudged the bowl with his nose. Finally, when the bowl was set down, Coco leapt forward with delight, burying his face into his meal. With each bite, his tail wagged nonstop, and his cheerful munching filled the kitchen.